What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the seasonal sessions. Today, as of the day I'm recording this, is the day after Friday the 13th. So today is Saturday the 14th. And I just really want to talk about my Friday the 13th. The date is not really relevant. It's just, I had a really good day yesterday and I want to talk about it. I'm not really like superstitious or anything like that, but I am a Swiftie and I'm very authentic about it. So I kind of have a story time, I guess I could say. So as you know, I'm a Swiftie. I go hardcore when it comes to Taylor Swift. And I went to the Eras tour movie and went all out and with costumes and just everything. I mean, I literally invited the entire town to this movie. I invited people at Walmart, at Target, at the gym, at like anywhere I would go, I would just start inviting people. Like I invited my entire break room at my work. I invited all my coworkers at all my jobs. Like when it comes to something like that, on my spectrum, I just have no chill and I just go all out. And I'm not telling you all this as to really the point of Taylor Swift because I don't really expect you guys to care. It's the fact that I don't understand why I get so passionate about something like this, but I just can't get this passionate about anything else in my life. Does that make any sense? Like, why is it that I will invite literally the entire town to this movie, but I struggle to tell even 4 people about my business? I don't understand how that works. It's so weird to myself. It's just how I will go out of my way to support my favorite artist, yet I won't go out of my way to support myself. Like financially, physically, and in every way. I won't do that for myself, but I will do it for my favorite artist, which is so bizarre. And my favorite artist has no clue that I even exist. No clue. And I'm very well aware that I exist, and yet I won't go out of my way to keep myself alive. It's so weird. And it seems like it would be kind of affecting myself on the hierarchy of needs as far as like safety, financial needs, security, just all that. But also, I think it's so interesting how, I don't know, after doing Evil Month, I'm like, is this a pride issue that I actually find more identity behind being a Swiftie than I do in being myself and putting myself out there? Like, it's easier to put myself out there, kind of like I was talking about in, was it the Envy video? How people will look at somebody who has their life together and, they'll just put themselves out there and be like, if I identify myself the same way that this person identifies themselves, because other people like the way that they identify themselves, then maybe people will like me in the same way. But it doesn't work that way, because when the other person is doing whatever they're doing is authentic to them, and that's why it works for them. That's why people look up to it, because they look up to the authenticity and not whatever it is exactly that they're doing. Sure, it might be cool, whatever they're doing, but when somebody else tries to do it, they can't do it right because it's not authentic to them. If they were doing something that is authentic to them instead of copying somebody else who's doing whatever they're doing, maybe other people would start looking up to that person instead if they were doing something authentic. When they're doing something inauthentic, like trying to be a Kylie Jenner clone, how is anyone impressed by that? They're not. Because they might think, oh, you kind of look like Kylie Jenner, but on the same spectrum, they're comparing you to Kylie Jenner, and you're at the bottom. You're the Walmart version of Chanel Kylie Jenner. So wouldn't you rather just be something completely different? Wouldn't you rather just be Michael Kors on on the scale of Kylie Jenner? They both hold value, but they're very different. And they're both authentic in their own way. I just got to thinking a lot about kind of my own personal behavior, and I'm just like, why am I like this? Why am I like this? I mean, I was going crazy at the movie. No shame. I have no shame. I was screaming the whole time. I was singing. I was dancing to a movie. And, just acting like I literally did not care, because I literally did not care. And I'm like, if I had this energy and this motivation and this outgoing personality, just approaching random people at the grocery store about a Taylor Swift movie, what if I was doing that about my business instead? Where would I be at? And the crazy thing is how many people I got to sign up. Not everyone showed up, or maybe they did and I just didn't see them. I don't know, because there was a lot of people there. I think it was sold out. But I'm like, if I could get just even a fraction of as many people who showed up last night to show up for the things in my life that I'm doing, and honestly, maybe they even would be more likely to show up for something I'm doing because I'm real. Not that Taylor Swift's not real, but it's a movie. It's people are a lot more likely to do something when there's a human interaction involved. Unless it's like, go out in public, because who wants to do that? But just going to a movie of somebody who has no idea you exist isn't necessarily the most appealing thing to a lot of people, believe it or not. Especially when it's not like a hot actor type thing. Like it's a movie. It's like a documentary. It's a live concert film. That's just not something that most people are like drawn to do. And I still had a good turnout. Anyway, point is, how can we be this way? How can we be outgoing and just have that energy and that motivation and that drive and the guts to just go out and be that way? I think the first thing that we all need to realize is nobody cares what you're doing as much as you think they do. Even the people who do really care about what you're doing and they really try to like watch you and watch your every move and stalk your Instagram, they're probably not thinking about you more than 20 minutes a day, if even that. That is on an absolute extreme. I think anyone who I've actually obsessed over, I don't think I've spent more than 20 minutes of my day thinking about them. I don't even think I think about Taylor Swift that much. Maybe at one time, but that was when I was in school and I had literally nothing better to do with my life. I'm very much busy at this point. Which is also interesting that I say that, because it is true how most people who are infatuated by you are very bored and they have nothing better to do and they have no life. That's why they are obsessing over you, because again, they look at somebody who's actually doing something with their life and they idolize that and they envy it and they think, if I could just live through them, maybe I can actually be somebody. Why not just go out and just be somebody yourself? And this is what I'm talking to myself right now. This is exactly what I'm trying to tell myself. Again, I'm like, I can be a fan all I want. At the end of the day, why don't I just go out and be somebody for myself? Star in my own TV show. Make people get this excited to come watch me and my premiere, Another thing I think people need to realize is, what is it that you're scared of? What is it that you're so scared of? If you put yourself out there and then what? People reject you, people bash you, people tell you you're crazy, you're incapable. I mean, I don't even know how many insults for being a Swiftie. I have. I get bashed all the time for it. Not so much anymore because she's like cool now, which is beyond aggravating. It's so annoying how she's suddenly like cool and acceptable, and you know, people who have spent so many years bashing her are suddenly these super fans now, pretending they've liked her all along, and it's just like, bro, you're finally seeing in her what we have seen in her this entire time, and we were endlessly bashed for it. And now you see it, and like, it's just like, I'm glad you finally came around. I mean, I'm glad that you like her over not liking her at this point. But it just makes my heart hurt because I'm like, you could have liked her the same way this whole time. But also it's like, you don't deserve to be here now because we were the ones who were here the whole time. And it's just kind of... It makes my heart hurt. It really does. For me, for Taylor, for everyone involved. But anyway, sorry you guys. I did not get enough sleep last night. I was kind of up all night at a concert screaming, and my throat still hurts. But what is it that you are so scared of? I mean, when it comes to Taylor, I will take a bullet for her. I will. And I will face all the rejection, and I will stand up for her. But when it comes to myself, for some reason that feels like climbing a mountain. It just feels so impossible and just so difficult and rugged and rocky, and I just don't understand, why is it harder for me to stand up for myself, who I belong to, than it is for me to stand up for someone who doesn't even know I exist? This is honestly very vulnerable for me to be coming out and saying, but it's true. And I know that on some level, we all feel this way about somebody, whether it's a football player or a football team or whoever it is you look up to. There is somebody or some sport, something in your life that you look up to and you feel the same way, that you would take a bullet over this person, this situation, over yourself. And it's just not right. It's not. Some of us will spend so much more money on someone else, and whether that's, you know, it doesn't have to be like somebody in your life personally. It could be someone who doesn't even know you exist, and it's not some support a child type thing. It could be a celebrity who has all the money in the world, and you will spend so much money on them. You don't even want to count how much money you've spent on them. And you'll spend all that money on them instead of yourself, right? It's so messed up because you could be investing all of this money into yourself and growing yourself, and again, making a name for yourself. And yet that seems so much harder. But really, is it? Because in the long run, where's that going to get you if you're not investing into yourself and you're investing into someone else? As I said in the episode before, I think it was when I was talking about envy, you're only going to hurt yourself because you're not being authentic to yourself, which is only going to dig your own grave. It's only going to dig your own grave. If you're not going to go out there and be authentic and do something that is authentic to you, that other people can look up to and want to support, what are you doing? Because nobody is going to support somebody who is trying to do something that someone else is doing. When was the last time you went to go see a cover band? Some people do, and especially if the artist is dead, but otherwise, who wants to see a cover band of Taylor Swift? Maybe if she's not coming to your town, it could be something to do and it's kind of fun, but also, like, why spend the money on them when you can just go see the real deal, right? Aside from the fact that the tickets are absolutely outrageously priced. That's a whole different story. It's just that seeing somebody else who's not the real deal, who is not authentic, who sings songs that they didn't actually write, it's not worth it. Because it's not authentic. Think about like movie sequels. How many movie sequels have you seen that are just as good, if not worse, than the original movie? There's almost no movies that are actually better as a sequel. The only that come to mind is, okay, The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan, the second one, is tremendously better than the first. I personally think, I know a lot of people will actually even argue that. And National Treasure, I think National Treasure 2 is a close second to the first. Top Gun is maybe debatable. Anything else? I don't think so. The Little Mermaid remake was terrible. The Cinderella remake was terrible. Just about every... Yeah, even remakes I know are different than sequels, but not really. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah, they're all just not great. What about songs? When you hear a song cover, you know, somebody who didn't actually write or sing that song, it's not authentic to them. And then when you hear the original, it's so much better. It is so much better when it's authentic because there's passion in it. Because it's real when they wrote it. The only song covers that I think are actually justifiably as good, or if not better, better is probably too strong of a word, than the original, are Cop Car by Sam Hunt, because Keith Urban's is original. The original. Cop Car by Sam Hunt is really good. And Fast Car by Luke Combs. Instead of, what's his name, Tracy? I'm probably getting the name wrong. Why are all the songs about cars? Maybe they can just like remodel the songs and kind of like they remodel cars and it just kind of works. I don't know. Just throw a new shade of paint on it and put some new wheels on and new interior and you're all good to go. New transmission, new engine, some more gas, and you're all fired up and ready for the charts. Just steaming all the way to number 1 on the Hot 100. I do genuinely feel so lucky. So lucky. Friday the 13th aside. I feel so lucky that I have so many great friends in my life at this point who were down to do stuff like this and go to the Taylor Swift movie with me. You know, I was saying, I think it was one of my last few episodes, how when I moved out here, it seemed like everything just kind of fell into place like pieces of a puzzle, and how things are happening out here where I know I'm supposed to be that weren't happening in the town I was in before, where I knew I wasn't supposed to be. I didn't have friends that were down to do stuff like this, like I do here. And this is what's so wild, is it just happens in so many different categories when you're following that authenticity. When you're where you're supposed to be, doors open up for you in ways that you never, ever could have dreamed. I feel like I could just keep branching off on this topic and come up with so much more to say. And honestly, I might just do more episodes on this because there is so much more that I could say. But the point of this is just go out there and be authentic. It's not that hard to just be authentic. It is a lot harder to try to be something you're not. I've spent years of my life trying to be Taylor Swift. Trying to be her and look like her. And it just didn't work for me. It just didn't work. And I realized, you know what? I can take the traits of her that I like the winged eyeliner, the red lipstick, bangs. I can take traits of her that I like and apply it to me, but black hair is authentic to me. Blonde is not my color. It's not my skin tone. It's not flattering on me. It just is not authentic to me. Maybe I like her because obviously I like her for a lot more reasons than this, but maybe I do like her because she has cat eyeliner and red lipstick and she pulls it off, and that is something that I like, and I can pull that off too. But maybe I don't need her blonde hair. Maybe I don't need to grow another 5 inches. Maybe I can just be me. And maybe I can just invest into myself and enjoy times with, my friends and out at her movies and concerts and enjoy the times like that. But at the same time, invest into myself first, into who I am, and put all that energy and that outgoing personality that I somehow get when it comes to her, transfer that energy into my own life and into my own business and my own future. And not worry about hers, because she'll be okay. She'll be okay. Maybe I can build my name up enough that people will care about me and my future and want to support me. But before you support me, you should support yourself too. Because I'm trying to support myself, and it's so important that you support yourself and invest into yourself. And truly, the best way to invest into yourself is to hire a life coach to hold you accountable so that you do invest into yourself and you do take action on those goals, and that you are held accountable so that you achieve those goals, whether it is starting your own business, whether it is following your dream, whatever your goal is in your life, whatever your ultimate dream is. I am an ultimate dream coach, and I am here to help you. My ultimate dream is to meet Taylor Swift, and I am still working on that. This is also where I can justify splurging a little bit on these night outs with Taylor Swift as the center of the night, because somehow, in some way, I know it's going to help me meet her one day. Somehow. I gotta network myself somehow, right? All jokes aside, I am here to help you and your dreams and your goals. And I would love to work with you one-on-one. If you would like to book a free discovery call with me to figure out what this is all about, you can click the link in the description below. There will be a link to a free discovery call with me. You can also follow me on almost any social media platform at Make Waves Coach. You can also find me on almost any social media platform at Mermaid Kassandra, as I am a professional mermaid. That is also my other portal of authenticity that I follow. It's my dream to be a professional mermaid. It is, and that's actually how I got into life coaching, but that's a whole nother story. That being said, follow my podcast, Make Waves Mermaid Kassandra, every place podcasts are found. I will talk to all of y'all in the next episode. Now go out there and make waves. Mwah.